If you want to become a better fighter in Fortnite Chapter 5 Season 2, you clicked on the right video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you the steps that I use to take my fighting skills to the next level. Fighting is probably one of the hardest aspects to learn in the game, and there's a lot of fundamentals that you need to master in order to become a good fighter. Feel free to use the links in the description to follow my Twitch and my TikTok, and while you're down there, make sure you drop a like and subscribe. I will be putting out a lot of new content soon, so make sure you have the notification bell on. But without further ado, let's get right to the video. So to start off, we need to talk about warming up. There's a few different ways to warm up in the game, but one way I really want to talk about is using Kovacs. Before you get on Fortnite every day, you need to make sure you load up Kovacs and that you aim train every day. And for you controller players and people that don't want to buy Kovacs, don't worry, I have a tip for you right after this. I've seen so much improvement with my crosshair placement and my aim while I'm using Kovacs. Now for controller players, the people that don't want to buy Kovacs, there's plenty of aim training maps in Fortnite that you can use to help get your aim better. Feel free to go in the creative hub and just look up aim training maps and you'll have a lot of different options that come up. Not only aim training maps, but piece control maps can help get your aim and mechanics better at the same time. Raider 464 has by far the best aim and edit mechanic maps there is out there. He has a variety of different maps that go from pros to beginners. All of them basically have the same scenarios, they're just more advanced. Aiming is not the only thing you need to practice though. You need to make sure your fundamental buildings are warmed up and you have them mastered. After you get done aim training every day, just go on the map by yourself and free build, practice with different speeds, and free build for about 5 to 10 minutes or until the entire island is completely filled with builds. In those same piece control scenarios that you practice, you want to incorporate those into your free building. But overall, your aim, piece control, and editing are the things you want to warm up when you first get on. So now that you warmed up, let's talk about how to fight. There's a few different ways you can fight. You can play aggressive, passive, or you can play defensive. Playing aggressive will help you finish fights easier and more quickly so you won't get third party. When you start to play aggressively, you want to be the first one to do damage. Now, there's a few different ways you want to aggressively push somebody's box. You can play diagonally and go for a right hand peek or try to take somebody's wall or try to get a cheeky shot off on them. Or you can go from above and try to take their floor and cone and get an easy shot off on there like that. While you're doing either one of these things, you want to make sure that you're using counter piece control and that you have yourself full box so that way nobody else can shoot you and so your opponent can't get out from any of the angles of their box. You never want to double swing your pickaxe because that can easily let your opponent get a shot off on you and you won't even expect it. So make sure you just tap the wall once with your pickaxe and then immediately pull out your shotgun just in case they do an edit play off. Whenever you're taking somebody's wall or floor, make sure you always expect to edit out. If you always expect them to edit out, you can easily pre-fire that and that could be a free kill for you. You can also play like one box away from your opponent if you didn't get any pre-fire damage off on them. Most people don't know that you can place cones from really far away and that you can actually take people walls from really far away too. So if you play one box away, you can cone your opponent off or you could take their wall and get an edit off on them. But you don't want to be doing any of this if you didn't already get a little bit of damage off on them. When you go into any fight, just assume somebody's 100 until you hit them or crack their shield. You don't want to just rush at somebody's box thinking they're 1 HP when they really have full shield. So pre-fire damage is really important and that can be the key to winning a lot of fights. Playing defensively can be harder because most likely you're on low HP and you're probably panicking. Just know whenever you're low and you're in a box, don't panic. Just take things slow and go for the peaks and play angle. Most of the time, you're going to be being pressured really hard, so you want to make space and make boxes outwards, not upwards. Because if you keep building up and building up, people can knock you down or it's easy for you to get third party because people can see a big fight and they're immediately going to run to it. But if you expand outward and keep the fight low to the ground, then it's easier for you to play angles and get a shot off on your opponent. This is also a way of piece controlling because your opponent can be pretty brain dead and just push it to your box, not knowing that everything around them is yours. Now, this is easy to do in creative, but in a real game, you don't have infinite mats, so you have to deal damage back and not build just because you're panicking or just because you're scared. Make sure that every build you place has a purpose. If your opponent is just spraying at your wall, you can try to pre-fire them and get some damage off on them, and that's an easy kill right there. Most of the time, if you're playing defensive and you happen to hit your opponent pretty hard, they're gonna push back and play a little passive, and that gives time for both of you to heal. If you're playing defensive the whole fight and your opponent is just full pushing you aggressively, then if you switch to the offense out of nowhere, it's gonna catch them off guard and they're not gonna expect it, and that can get you an easy kill right there. The best way I like to practice this is playing speed realistics because it pushes you towards your opponent and it helps you play offensive and defensive scenarios. Speed realistics pushes you towards your opponent, forcing you to fight them. Now, the next thing I want to talk about is experience. Experience is probably one of the hardest things that you can do to get better at Fortnite. Experience just comes with over time and just putting yourself in scenarios that you know what to do and you just automatically flow and you know what to do in every fight and every scenario. When you watch pros make it look so easy, and they make even top tier pros look like bots because they know what to do in every scenario. They've been in that situation before. The only way to get better at experience is just by throwing yourself out there, playing those 1v1 maps and playing those solo cash cups. You just have to put yourself in a position to fight more and to engage in more fights. Practice those in-game and off-spawn scenarios. Just do it over and over again to where it's fluid and it's just so easy to use, like second nature. You gotta think, when you're watching pros, they've been playing tournaments for the past 5 years straight, so they automatically know what to do in every scenario and every fight, and that's how they can make every fight look so easy and so smooth and so clean. And by putting yourself in those tough situations, you can learn from every single fight that you have. But if you boys did enjoy this video, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and click the link in the description and follow my Twitch. But it's Winter, I'm out, peace.